I guess it's a given now that UFOs, now known as UAPs, are real. International media coverage on the subject has spiked in recent months, with even RTE taking time out of their controversy-filled schedule to report on recent events. At the end of May, NASA held their first public conference on the subject of unidentified anomalous phenomena, which used to be called unidentified flying objects, until someone pointed out that they could also go underwater. Long story, don't ask. Anyway, whilst I was listening to a slew of NASA specialists, US Air Force veterans and expert scientists from all over the world discussing declassified reports about translucent objects that can move from stationary position to Mach 2 in a split second without any visible means of propulsion or a pilot, I sipped away at my tea and thought about how safe I was from it all here in my quiet little corner of rural Ireland. That was until I stumbled upon the work of Dr. Eamon Ansborough. Eamon has been tracking UAPs for 30 years and his observatory is based less than an hour from my house in County Roscommon. Don't worry, I've already emailed him. So now the aliens had my full attention. I tried googling CIA declassified records Ireland, but all I got was a weirdly inaccurate CIA fact sheet about Ireland, and now I'm probably on some kind of list. So I tried again. This time I went back to basics and googled UFO Ireland, and what I found was a gem. A snapshot of a time in Ireland when if Mick down the road says he captured an alien, then that's what happened. To celebrate World UFO Day on the 2nd of July 2020, Shane Cochran of the Irish Examiner dug into several reported incidences involving UFOs in Ireland and wrote, on the 7th of September 1956, a red egg-shaped object landed in bogland belonging to Thomas and Maud Hutchinson in Moneymore, County Derry. As the object was quite small, Thomas believed he could carry it to the police station in nearby Loop village. The route to Loop was blocked by a hedge though, and getting through it required Thomas to set the UFO on the ground, which was a mistake. Then, all of a sudden, the monster rose and it nearly pulled my husband off his feet when he tried to hold it, Maud recalled shortly after the incident. I started to panic and then I ran home and prayed. I thought that was the most Irish thing I'd ever heard until the Royal Air Force entered the scene and wrote the whole incident off as a stray meteorological balloon. The local police sergeant disagreed. He said, and I quote, Thomas Hutchinson is a level-headed, God-fearing chap. He's not the type of man who would imagine he seized a flying saucer if, in fact, he didn't have one. Why is this making me feel kind of patriotic though? Anyway, the second incident outlined by Cochran, the 1958 Port Glenone episode. This time, Joseph Bennett of Bracknamuckley, County Antrim, witnessed a 7-foot wide object which looked like a black cloud move over his head at what was described as many times the speed of a jet plane and crash into some nearby trees, one of which was a 40-foot oak tree, which was later found to have been sliced clean through. Experts obviously didn't believe him and argued over whether it was a whirlwind or a water spout which had caused the incident, but locals were having bloody none of it. Alfred Connolly, the man who owned the field where the incident occurred, had this to say. Mr. Bennett is a most reliable witness. If he says he saw a black flying object, you can be sure that he saw it. Starting to see a pattern emerging here on the town. But reports aren't all from random people hanging about in dark fields in the 1960s. In 2018, a British Airways pilot reported an object which came up alongside his plane off the south coast of Kerry before climbing away at speed, which another witness described as as being around Mach 2. Some sources speculated that it may just have been meteorites, but the Irish Aviation Authority performed an investigation and their spokeswoman told Radio Kerry in 2022 that results had been inconclusive. So what do our politicians think about all this crack? Well, in 1981, then Minister for Transport Albert Reynolds answered a parliamentary question by saying there had been 8 UFO reports in Ireland since 1962. 3 years later, it was stated in a Dáil debate that a member of An Garda Síochána who was working on a bog in Donegal with a friend witnessed a rocket-shaped object pass north of Tory Island and disappear into the mountains at high speed. TD Patrick Cooney said the incident would have to join the long and inconclusive list of UFOs. And apparently there's tons of them. My best guess from the few admittedly unreliable sources available is that there are just over 100 formally reported Irish sightings logged in various modern online databases, but that historical and anecdotal incidences are very, very common. They're singing pub songs about local UFOs in Roscommon, for flip's sake. One guess at why there are so few official reports is that there is really no centralised place to report to. Airline pilots can report to the Irish Aviation Authority, but generally they seem as baffled as the rest of us. And there are a few other potential places for your average Irish citizen wanting to report a UFO, although none of the ones based in Ireland seem to have a clear and coherent website on which to actually file a report and view reports that others have made. Sorry if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments, I'll be sure to share. And then there's the further issue of sorting out the actual UFOs from the weather balloons, the meteorites, and the unexplainable light phenomena, which is difficult to do when most recorded sightings seem to be captured on iPhones and reported to the tabloids, at least in Ireland. But there is a glimmer of hope. According to this recent Irish Times article dated the 16th of July 2023, the Oireachtas Committee on Public Petitions is considering a proposal to establish Project Morrigan, an initiative intended to make Ireland a world leader in the scientific study of UAPs. Now we're talking. And by the way, sorry to anyone who was hoping for a video of an alien climbing up Croagh Patrick in this video. I appreciate that there is a difference between aliens and UFOs, but if we've learned anything from this video, it's that if Mick down the road said it happened, then that's good enough for me. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button to send a couple of nanocents my way. Let me know in the comments if you've ever seen a UFO. I don't think I have, but after making this video, I'll be watching. Actually, I'll probably be lucky if I get anything else done at all. And don't forget to hit subscribe for more fun and otherworldly adventures. And if you're enjoying the crack and fancy a bit more, here's some other videos you might like. I usually upload most Thursdays, but not gonna lie, life is kicking my ass in positive but time-consuming ways right now. So in the meantime, keep watching the skies. Slán agus beannacht, goodbye and good luck to you.